This is the worst feeling. Obviously, I wasn't like, what a knockout, you know? I just...
I'm Doug.
Oh, I'm Jamie.
Jamie Otis.
Yes.
Meet Doug Hayner.
Hi.
We are here today because Doug and Jamie have pledged to commit themselves to each other in marriage.
Jamie and Doug had a very rocky start.
I'm thinking I just made the worst decision of my life. I feel like I've got to have something to work with.
But as I found out on the Married at First Sight 6 months later reunion, Doug hung in there.
Can you explain to him what it means that he is still here today?
I have a lot of issues, you know, and I'm kind of a tough one to love. I really am. And you never, ever, ever said anything negative, and you always had my back.
How does that make you feel?
I never saw it as tough, and it wasn't how you imagine a fairy tale to go.
A life that two people have like decided to form together. You know, two people that love each other and want to go through like the challenges of life together.
I think marriage all the time comes down to compromise because we're naturally very selfish people. And in order to be in a relationship, you kind of have to be willing to give and take. I believe that love is a choice, not a feeling. I can very much feel anger towards my boyfriend or like anything like that, but I'm still going to choose to love him through that. In a marriage, the biggest thing that it just comes down to is, are you going to choose to love your spouse despite their faults? Because nobody's ever going to be perfect.
A good marriage is based off of trust and loyalty to the other person, as well as a deep knowledge of the other person.
Marriage is when you have two committed people and they're committed to each other solely.
You know, society, I mean, you think of marriage like movies, you know, you see these people that are just happy together.
I was born into a very religious family. They're all Southern Baptist. So they always told me that, you know, marriage is between a female and a male, and, you know, you do it in front of witnesses and in the eyes of God. It takes two people to be committed to each other and not, like, in the eyes of God or whatever. I think it's the people in the marriage that make the marriage.
I believe there is a traditional model. Most would say that that's, I guess, a traditional model that we've seen throughout history has been, you know, man and woman. Like, that's marriage, you know, that's for procreation. I mean, in, you know, ancient Greece and ancient Rome, that was the point of marriage, was procreation. So I think that continued for a long time up until recently.
No, come on, we're just a new type of family. You know, they don't have the right vocabulary for us yet. They need one of us to be the mom.
So why does it have to be me? Do I wear a dress?
Well,
that's a nightshirt.
So I think in the traditional sense, it's how you get married, but I don't think there's like something saying that, you know, what specifically makes up the marriage is there. I don't think there's a traditional sense in there, no.
There has been a sort of ideal for marriage that has kind of gone throughout history, and it always has been that nuclear family. As society has changed, so has our definition of marriage. And I think that is extremely important, that we're able to keep our traditions as a culture and adapt them.
The proposal. After trying to outdo each other, Cam and Mitchell were fixing a flat tire when they simply said,
Yes.
I believe there is a traditional model, but it's at who's setting that standard. Does it change? You know, if you're looking at a 1950s housewife, then, you know, that standard was totally different than what you'd see from today.
Luke, will you marry me?
What?
Luke, will you?
Yes.
Well, you don't have to answer, so...
Yes.
Or you can take a minute to...
No.
So, what now?
There was dowries, there was trading involved, but as, you know, we get, you know, closer to more modern times, I mean, it became, you know, about love.
Almost as groundbreaking in terms of its portrayal is Jay and Gloria. You know, Gloria, two characters that could be such caricatures. Gloria, the trophy wife, Jay, the guy on his, second marriage. And yet, I mean, this is a vibrant, loving relationship. It's clear Gloria loves Jay and vice versa.
The traditional view of marriage is completely, being turned upside down. It's completely changing.